When you don't agree on your prodigal child, that's our topic today. And if you've yet to subscribe to our channel, please do that. If you have a question, there's a box below, just put it in there and we will get back to you as soon as possible. When you don't agree on your prodigal, well, let me tell you, congratulations, you're human. You're not going to agree. You're two different genders, two different backgrounds, two different ways of seeing your child, and two different philosophies on what's going to win your child back. Well, let's first of all deal with win your child back. You're not going to win your child back. Jesus is going to do it. The Holy Spirit's going to do it. He's most likely, in my career of over 35 years, dealing with a lot of prodigals. The parents are rarely the influencing factor of them coming back. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't be an influence, but you can't be an influence if you're not in agreement, because then you're setting the prodigal up to figure out who to manipulate about what topic. Being a unified front is the most important thing. So what happens when we don't agree? Well, if you haven't gotten the parent prodigal materials, the book, the DVD, and the workbook, a lot of this information can be helpful for you to get in an agreement, get in an understanding that your prodigal's responsibility for being a prodigal is 100% theirs. Mom didn't cause it, dad didn't cause it, okay? Don't want to get into that because it can impact your marriage negatively. Now, you're going to have this principle of who assumes authority, okay? Is mom the authority? Is dad the authority? Who's the authority, okay? That's going to be a big question because it's going to help you resolve how you deal with things. Because generally speaking, moms are going to want to be softer and kinder and, let's give them money. Let's give her this opportunity. Let's, soft, and dads are generally, as men, are more principle based when it comes to children. And they're generally going to be, and this is general because there are exceptions where it's the other way around, where mom's like, toe the line, be tough. And dad's like, oh, I just want to be kind to her. Okay. And it can be opposite gender issues because dads love their little girls and moms love their little boys differently than they love the same gender. Okay. And that's just human. And so, dad might be, hey, let's toe the line. We're not giving him any money. He needs to hit bottom, tough love. He could sleep on the streets. It doesn't matter. He needs to figure it out, right? And this is where you're going to get into disagreements. Now, you can batter this out emotionally and wear and tear on your marriage, and that's not the best way to do it. You can seek counsel, and I would say that could be a professional counselor. That could be a pastor. It could also be people in your group. If you haven't started a parent prodigals group, start one. Start one for yourself, start one for your church, because every church has prodigals. And you will actually help other people go through this. And also, if you have a group, they're all praying for you and they're praying for your prodigal. You have more people praying for your prodigal if you have a group. Now, if you are stuck on an issue, this is where having a group can help. Say, hey, our daughter, our son wants us to buy this for them or give them money or get them out of this trouble, or they want to move back home or they want to do this. What do you all think? Okay, and they're going to come at it more principle than personality based. And they might be able to offer solutions like, you know what? It's only a few $100s. I will loan it to them, have them come visit me. Okay, because they'll have to pay me back, but in the process, they have to listen to me. They're not going to listen to you. Okay. And there's different ways of solving the same problem. I was raising my children. I said, give me 3 solutions to a problem before you talk to me about it. Because I don't want you to think there's only one solution for any problem, because there isn't. Okay. And giving them money may not be the thing you need to do. Maybe giving them an opportunity to earn the money. Go cut down some stuff in the backyard, or go pull weeds, or go do this, or, go over to grandma's and clean her garage and I'll pay you to do that. There might be opportunities that you could give your child for them to feel good about the money you're giving them, or other things like that. Now, it is complicated when the prodigal is your son or your daughter because you love them. But your other children are also watching. So you want to use wisdom and not be emotional about the way you are trying to deal with a prodigal. Your prodigal's emotional. They're not making principle-based decisions. And so if they can get you into the same way of doing things, you can't even help them because, they cry, you give out of emotions. Both are emotional responses. You need to have guiding principles in how you deal with this. And the best way to have that is to really maybe set up a time with yourselves and agree upon these principles, or with another person, another couple, a pastor or a counselor, and say, okay, we know we have a prodigal. So there could be addictions. How are we going to deal with that? There could be the request for money. How are we going to deal with that? There could be immorality. How are we going to deal with that? Okay. There could be them wanting to, be at events that really they're disruptive and they're out of control. How do we deal with that? Let's talk about those principles up front and then give those principles to your prodigal and say, now, if this is going to happen, here's how we're going to deal with it. So you don't have to ask us about it because here's how we are going to deal with it. And the more you are with your prodigal as a unit, the better for the prodigal. And they'll respect both of you instead of, hey, I talked to dad, but dad's not going to do it. I'll talk to mom. I'll talk to mom. Mom's being hard about it. I'll talk to dad. He's a softie. And you really need to be sensitive to the gender issues. Every mom wants her little boy to be amazing. Every dad wants his little girl to be protected and safe at all cost, okay? And so there are these gender things you need to be sensitive to, and that's where having a third person or a group help you walk through when you disagree with how to manage the prodigal that's in your life.